Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are going to analyze and hopefully predict the upcoming Champions League quarter-final clash on April 8, 2026. It's a fascinating matchup. The current European champions Paris Saint-Germain against one of the most historic clubs in the competition, Liverpool, a team with the third most Champions League titles in football history. But this video isn't going to be about random speculation or subjective predictions. Instead, we are going to dive deep into the tactical side of the game. We'll break down how both teams play, where their strengths and weaknesses lie, and essentially simulate the match in our minds to understand how this game could actually unfold. Many people will tell you that on paper PSG should win this game, but that idea is actually misleading. When people say on paper, they usually mean that one team has clearly superior individual tactical quality, but in this case, that simply isn't true. Both squads are filled with players who are elite, physically, technically, and mentally, and both managers have already proven they can dismantle some of the best teams in Europe. Liverpool has already beaten Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, and by the way, both teams are already in this quarter-final. While many people say that PSG is the favorite, actually PSG they lost against the team in the quarter-final. Luis Enrique may have a slight advantage in experience, but Arne Slot is far from unexperienced. After all, you don't win the Premier League through luck or talent alone. It requires structure, ideas, and tactical clarity. So, if the individual quality between these two sides is relatively balanced, the most important factor becomes something else: style of play. Liverpool's current approach is based on pressing high up the pitch and trying to build through short passing and possession, and occasionally looking for crosses into the box. However, they've struggled to consistently create high quality chances, and a significant portion of their goals have actually come from set pieces. So now that we understand how Liverpool try to play, let's look at the numbers behind it. In the Champions League this season, Liverpool averaged 55.5% possession. They have taken 206 shots with 85 on target, but their finishing has been extremely poor, only an 11% conversion rate. Their most dangerous weapon this season has actually been set pieces, which account for 26% of their total goals. And that tells us something very important. Liverpool are able to move the ball well, but they struggle to turn possession into real danger. In fact, in the Premier League, they rank 6th in possession and 3rd in passing accuracy. So technically, the players are doing their job. But when we look over, Liverpool are average, but they are still solid. In the Champions League, they average 7.8 interceptions and 7.2 tackles won per game. Their defensive structure is slightly flexible, sometimes pressing high, sometimes dropping into a zonal block, and that balance has allowed them to concede only 9 goals in the competition. So, Liverpool's story this season is clear. They defend average, they keep the ball well, but they struggle to convert their attacking possession into goals. Now, let's compare that with their opponent, because PSG play a very similar style of football, but with dramatically different results. PSG are currently the most possession team in Europe, averaging an incredible 69.1% possession. They also lead the Champions League in possession and rank 2nd in pass accuracy. Liverpool average 20.6 shots per game, which is already impressive, but PSG are right behind them with 20.1 shots per game, and this is stats are for Champions League. So in terms of creating shooting opportunities, the teams are actually very close. The real difference appears when we look at efficiency. PSG convert 35% of their shots on targets into goals. Liverpool converts only 11%. That is a massive gap. Defensively, PSG are actually less conservative. They average 8 interceptions and 9.83 tackles won per game, but they almost never sit in a low block. Instead, they rely on a constant high press, which makes their matches far more open. And that is why PSG have conceded 17 goals, significantly more than Liverpool. But that aggressive approach also explains why PSG have scored 34 goals in the competition. So when we combine all these numbers, a clear picture starts to appear. PSG dominate possession more, they finish chances far more efficiently, and they play with far greater attacking aggression, which means the likely scenario of this match becomes easier to imagine. Liverpool will try to control the game with structured possession and disciplined defending, but PSG will press relentlessly, recover the ball quickly, and generate a higher volume of dangerous chances. Based purely on the data, the most probable scoreline would be 2-1 for PSG, maybe 1-1 if Liverpool manage to stay compact and rely on set pieces. But football is never only about numbers. There is also momentum, stability, and team chemistry. And here again, Liverpool face another problem. PSG have kept the same tactical structure across every competition, giving their players a clear understanding of their roles. And there is also a problem Liverpool faces, which is the squad rebuild. Last summer, Liverpool brought in 11 new players, including names like Ekitike, Wirtz, Kerkez, Isaac, and Woodman. But integrating that many players into a single season creates instability. This season, they've changed their formation multiple times, trying to find the right balance. New hierarchies form in the dressing room, partnerships on the pitch take time to develop, and under the pressure of Champions League quarter-final, that lack of chemistry can become very visible. PSG, on the other hand, are the opposite. Luis Enrique has a squad that already understands his system and, more importantly, trusts it. This is the same coach who confidently said PSG didn't need Kylian Mbappe and then went on to win the Champions League. So, when we combine the statistical advantage, the attacking efficiency, the tactical stability, and the team chemistry, the prediction becomes much clearer. Best case scenario for Liverpool is a 2-1. More realistic scenario is 3-1 for PSG. And if PSG's attack really clicks on the night, this could even turn into a 4-1 victory.